Hello again and welcome to Pearl Magazine. The meetings, incentives, conventions, and events industry, also known as MICE, has made a comeback with the end of pandemic restrictions. Zela reports on the return of exhibitors and visitors to the city and the challenges for the industry.
Hong Kong lifted most of its pandemic and border restrictions by March. And the exhibition and convention industry has benefited with the return of overseas visitors. About 807,000 business travelers visited in the first half of the year, which is about 43% of the pre-pandemic days. Nearly 1 million visitors attended the book fair this year, more than in 2019. Art Basel held its largest edition since the pandemic. New shows opened. Exhibitions that left the city in the last few years would come back in the autumn. The city's hosted nearly 40 fairs and trade shows so far, and is on track to return to the pre-pandemic levels by the end of the year. All dressed up. Something for the young and young at heart. At an annual animation and comic game festival, I caught up with Stuart Bailey, the chairman of the Hong Kong Exhibition and Convention Industry Association.
What did your members do here? How were they involved?
A lot of them would be involved. I mean, the organiser is a member. Obviously, you've got the venue is a member, and there's a whole load of security staff and catering people and lots of other things as well. So the contractors, there'll be a number of different contractors building the different booths around.
And you're saying there's a trend towards sustainability with this sort of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that we're not using needle punch carpet, which is really quite bad for the environment. Obviously, it still is on some of the booths, but we've got sort of some of it. That's foam board, that's bad. We don't like that. But a lot of them are now starting to use the cardboard. Cardboard is much better, much better for the environment. It's recyclable, it's all those other things. Unfortunately, apart from using as packing material, the old foam board stuff it's going to end up in the landfill at some point. It's just a matter of when. What we're trying to encourage is fabric and frame, where you build the frame and then you stretch the fabric over it, and you can print graphics on it and it can say whatever you want. It looks fantastic. The issue is the cost is quite expensive compared with foam board.
I've seen that, but if you're going to use it multiple times...
Well, if you're going to use it multiple times, then that's a saving.
So when you come to a fair like this, what do you think is going well or what needs to change?
Well, look, it's all about economic activity, and it's great to see that there are lots of young people here who are spending their consumption vouchers and helping a lot of these small businesses who are trading in this area. So whilst it's a consumer fair, it won't have quite the same economic impact as a trade show, but look, it's all to the benefit of Hong Kong.
You're telling me in the summertime it's more consumer fairs, right?
Yeah, that's right. So during the summer months when the schools are on holiday, obviously there's a lot more things happening like the book fair, the food expo, Anicom, where we're at today, aimed at the local population, a lot of students coming in with parents and grandparents.
Are there international visitors coming to this one, you think?
I'm sure that there are a few. I'm sure that people who are interested in this scene are coming in from other parts of Asia, probably mostly crossing the border from Guangdong province and the Greater Bay Area. So yeah, there'll be some, but it's not a significant proportion. This is primarily really, I think, for the local market.
Yeah, and it's quite busy, actually. I feel like maybe with the pandemic restrictions have been done away and more people are coming out.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess this time last year there were a lot of people wearing masks, whereas now, other than costume masks, we're not seeing quite as many surgical masks here.
I feel like I need a costume mask just to blend in.
Yes.
So tell me, what's the size of the industry?
So the exhibition industry in Hong Kong is worth 58.6 billion Hong Kong dollars in terms of the economic impact, which is the equivalent of about 80,000 full-time jobs. So it's a sizable industry. It employs a lot of people, and obviously it supports hospitality, hotels, aviation, and a number of other important sectors. So it's pretty big. But I think perhaps more importantly than that, it actually underpins a lot of the trade that happens in Hong Kong.
So how are trade shows this year different from last year?
I mean, look, it's night and day. I mean, if we think about this time last year, the border restrictions had only just come off. and people were starting to come in, but there wasn't anything like the flight capacity. We weren't, we were open, but we weren't fully open. So this is the first real year that we've had big-scale exhibitions returning to Hong Kong. And it's exciting to see, more and more people coming in, whether they be coming over the border using high-speed trains, or whether they be coming in through the airport.
What trade shows left Hong Kong during the pandemic and have now returned?
We're delighted that all of the trade shows that left have come back. So we did have some trade shows because of the restrictions, borders restrictions. They had to go elsewhere, to Dubai, Bangkok, Singapore, etc. But they're all back this year, and fundamentally they're back because Hong Kong's positioning geographically, the fact that it's a free port, that they can bring in their exhibits without any taxation, the fact that we're on the doorstep of the biggest market in Asia. China buyers have got good access to come to Hong Kong, so the fundamentals are still in place.
With all this good news, the exhibitors and the organizers should be making a lot more money than last year, didn't you?
Well, look, I mean, we've had 3 years with no exhibitions at all, or very, very few. The trade shows that have happened have been on a much smaller scale. Obviously, Hong Kong as a domestic market can't really support big-scale trade shows. So, I think you'll see that organisers, venues, contractors have been losing a great deal of money over the last 3 years. So, it's going to take some time to restaff. It's going to take some time to get back to the scale in which we were before.
What are some challenges the industry faces?
Whether it be contractors or organisers or venue management, etc. A lot of those jobs were lost during the pandemic, and it's difficult to rehire and find skilled people to bring back into the industry. I think it's great the government's been quite proactive in terms of the schemes to get people from outside of Hong Kong to come here and work in aviation and in transport and in construction. And actually a lot of those jobs will free up people who might have previously been working in the exhibition industry to then come back to our industry.
So Hong Kong was slower than other locations to lift its border restrictions. How has that affected it as an international business hub?
The fact that, most of the other regional destinations opened before us certainly has negatively impacted the impression of Hong Kong. What we've been working quite hard to do, and I think partly the government scheme of the 500,000 air tickets for people to come to Hong Kong, is really about welcoming people back so that they can actually see, look, it's still a great place. We've still got loads of dining and food and tourism and lots of good stuff to see. So hopefully over time we can kind of overcome that sort of negative impact.
So what can be done to make Hong Kong regain that international business hub status again?
Obviously you had the Hello Hong Kong scheme, which was launched at the beginning of the year to kind of kick that off and to bring more people in. And also the Tourism Board is working hard to get new events, new exhibitions, new conferences to come and base themselves in Hong Kong. So, I mean, it's going to take time.
So we've had 13 million visitors in Hong Kong so far, which is about 40% of what it was in 2019, the pre-pandemic days. What can be done to bring more visitors back to Hong Kong?
We could charge endlessly for our biggest figures, which I think was 2018. Hong Kong welcomed 65 million tourists to the city. But actually, do we really want 65 million tourists to be coming in, or do we actually want quality, sort of people who are going to come here to spend money and help business in the city? I would argue the latter. So I think if we're only measuring ourselves against 2018 and 2019 targets, it might well take us some time to get there. But then I'm not sure if that's really the goal that we should be looking for. We should be looking at creating better experiences for some of the people that come.
So the government just came out with numbers saying the second quarter GDP was a bit disappointing at 1.5% growth. Why do you think that was the case?
Global economic trade is not where we want it to be. Obviously, we've still got the war in Ukraine. We've got very high energy prices. We've got high inflation on a global scale. Here locally in Hong Kong, we've got a problem with talent, which the government is seeking to address by bringing in more people. So there are a number of challenges. But I think if we look sort of medium term, as long as there's not some geopolitical event which is outside of our control, then I think we will start to see an improvement.
So are virtual trade shows that were popular during the pandemic, are those a thing of the past?
Very much so. I mean, look, if the pandemic certainly taught us one thing, it's that virtual exhibitions don't work. Nobody wants them, the buyers don't want them, the exhibitors don't want them, and trying to get people to interact and buy and sell on a virtual platform hasn't worked outside of a few small, kind of quite niche industries. So I don't think we're going to see them coming back for a while. But I think, online conferences, people are going to acquire knowledge or to hear great speakers or to get content, then there's a big future for them.
So what trade shows do we expect later this year and next?
Obviously, we've got the big sourcing fairs, which are coming back. So you've got the TDC events, you've got a jewellery show coming up quite soon. Almost everybody I've spoken to is saying that their 2023 show is going to be bigger than their 2019 show. So that's a really encouraging sign. The challenge, which I think everybody is now turning their attention to, is how can we make sure we're filling the hall with the right buyers at the same time. And aviation capacity isn't what it was in 2019. I've mentioned the global economy not quite being where we would hope it would be.
Any incentives to get the buyers in? Are you hearing anything in the industry?
Yes, lots of things. People are actually being quite innovative about how they do it. The Hong Kong Tourism Board launched a new scheme which effectively pays organisers for bringing in overseas people to the trade shows in Hong Kong. So a lot of organisers are trying to use that money directly. Now, is it refunding people for their train tickets or their bus tickets? If they're coming in from the Greater Bay Area? I think a lot of organisers are quite serious about doing that.
So how is the government supporting the industry?
They put 1.4 billion Hong Kong dollars into a scheme for recurrent exhibitions. What that does is it helps exhibitions which are going to have a long future in Hong Kong. So I think it's quite a clever scheme. If you're going to be here for a number of years, then you sign up to the scheme and it helps you to pay for the venue costs, which in turn helps you to grow the size of the show and add more budget to marketing costs and other things to attract more people to come to the show.
What are your predictions for the future of the industry?
Look, I think here in Hong Kong, we're going to see good growth. I think the industry is going to start to change. We're going to see a lot more what they call confex, sort of the mixture of conference and exhibition. We're going to see Rise, which was a big startup festival. That's going to return to the city. And I think you're going to see more of those sorts of events where you've got content and exhibits side by side on the show floor, which I think is exciting. It's exciting times in Hong Kong.
When we return, a wealthy proposition for the healthy-minded. Stay with us. Welcome back to Pearl Magazine. Supplements have been popular for many years, but since COVID, there's been more interest as people are concerned about their health and hope to prevent future diseases. A survey shows supplement consumption in Hong Kong is on the rise since COVID. As Alice Khan reports, the health industry has invested plenty of money in promoting and manufacturing dietary supplements to cater to the high demand.
Today is the third day of the exhibition. We have already achieved our sales targets.
Mr. Chan is the sole agent for over 10 brands of supplements. He set up the company 5 years ago. He hopes that this exhibition can help promote his products.
In the past few years, we've been affected by the pandemic. We believe this exhibition is a good start. Hong Kongers are health conscious, and they look for dietary supplements to support their health. We joined this show so we can talk to our clients face to face, tell them more about our products.
This year is the 16th anniversary of the Health Expo. The exhibition organizer says they didn't cease the exhibition during COVID. He says the number of exhibitors and visitors are on the rise in recent years.
Our scale was small in the beginning. 10 years ago, there were only 100 health food exhibitors. This time, we have a total of 250 exhibitors. For Hong Kong, this is not bad. People are more aware of their health. We have more exhibitors, and you can see we have a lot of foot traffic. We're happy about it.
Lung says almost half of the exhibitors are in the supplement and health food industry, and many of them are new brands.
Why do we have a lot of exhibitors in the health, food, and supplements industry? It is because this sector has the biggest market. Many companies want to enter this market. The market opportunity in this sector is growing. So we see new health food companies join the show every year, and more dietary supplement products are available on the market. It shows investment in this sector is also increasing.
The public has become more health conscious after the 3-year prolonged pandemic. The dietary supplement businesses are also growing. This health food company says products claiming to have respiratory benefits sell very well.
The pandemic lasted for so long, there is no medicine to cure the virus. Vaccination is the only prevention. It is a rare situation. Many studies have been done on Q13. Green tea extract and elderflower, which is believed to benefit respiratory health. These products are very popular. I think the sales volume has grown 8 to 10 times.
Calvin Chan says public health consciousness increased even after the pandemic subsided, and the return of mainland customers is contributing to the increase of sales.
Everyone is now masked off. People care about their appearance, so supplements such as collagen are in high demand. Some would do more business trips that would create pressure at work. They also want some products to enhance their brain function, so these products are also in high demand.
This company has been selling dietary supplements since 2003. Calvin says the popularity of health food and supplements are on the rise. The health food market has grown over the past 20 years.
20年前好記得好多消費者一見到嗰個產品好似一粒丸咁樣啦，一粒膠囊。20 years ago, people didn't like to take capsules or tablets. They resisted taking them. 膠囊一般都係透明嘅，都俾顧客睇到，咁佢哋會。But our capsules are transparent. Customers are less resistant to capsules. 開始就見到，特別係年輕人啦。 We started seeing young people prefer powder or soft gels rather than tablets. They would choose sugarless soft gels.
Apart from the local market, Calvin Chan is also optimistic about the Greater Bay Area market. 2 years ago, he invested $100 million to set up smart manufacturing lines in Hong Kong to make it easier to enter the mainland market.
Mainlanders want to buy quality health food which they can't find on the mainland. It shows there is huge demand for health food in Hong Kong. In the past, health food products could only enter the mainland market via online platforms. Currently, the mainland market accounts for only 1%. We manufacture our products and do research and development in Hong Kong. Then we can sell Hong Kong-made products to the mainland via the closer economic partnership arrangement.
Since 2008, the Hong Kong Health Food Association has conducted a yearly survey to check the trend of health food consumption. It shows health food consumption in Hong Kong is on the rise, from 34.8% of the population consuming these products in 2008 to 58.2% in 2019. During COVID in 2020, almost 90% of the population consumed health food.
It's mainly due to the public becoming more knowledgeable. Everyone takes care of their wellness. During COVID, many health experts said vitamins or probiotics would enhance the immune system. We found the public adopted the concept of preventive treatment. In the past, they thought supplements were not a necessity. Now it becomes a necessity. That's why this market keeps growing.
According to a dietary supplement industry report on the mainland, in 2021, the health food market was worth more than 210 billion yuan. Many Hong Kong entrepreneurs want to expand to the mainland market, but because of restrictions in China's regulations, Hong Kong entrepreneurs can only enter the mainland market online. The president of the Hong Kong Health Food Association, Joanne Chung, says the association is currently referencing information provided by the European Union and Australia to research and create a standardized system for local companies, as well as to communicate between the respective departments from the mainland and abroad.
Because health food in Hong Kong is categorized as prepackaged food, and there's no standardized system for Hong Kong health food. It creates an obstacle for Hong Kong businesses to expand into the mainland and overseas countries. If we have a standardized system, the respective department from the mainland would check the quality, ensure the health products are safe for mainland consumers.
Joanne is optimistic about the prospect of this industry, as she believes more consumers will be concerned about their wellness. That's our show for this week. Join us on Pearl Magazine, same time next week. Bye for now.